Well, it means to me that we are beginning to recognize the fact that we are now a global village, that our problems are no longer local problems, they are global problems, the major ones, such as war. War is now no longer a local war, it's a concern for the whole of the world if there is a war. Economy is no longer a local economy, it is connected to the entire global economy. AIDS or health, infections, epidemics and so on are no longer local affairs. They spread because people travel from one country to another country and so on. So those days are gone when each country was more or less living in isolation. The whole world is now, they call it a global village, and that's what it is. We are all interdependent. So either we survive together or we sink together. And that the Millennium Goals are a recognition of this fact. And so coming out of that is the fact that there are some countries or some areas of the world which have remained economically underdeveloped. And there are others which have developed very highly for various historical factors. And so if we look upon the whole world, and we are essentially world citizens, we are concerned about the entire state of the earth and of the world, all humanity across the world. And so it is natural to say that there is a certain minimum which must be a goal to be achieved all over the world, and not think only in terms of the development of my own country or my own people. Right? So I think this is a very healthy development to think in terms of a Millennium Development Goals as minimum development throughout the world, which the entire world is responsible for achieving. So it should not be just the problem of Africa to develop, to achieve these Millennium Goals in Africa. They can't do it by themselves. But they are our brothers. So it's a recognition of the fact that we are all human beings, and we feel for each other and we help each other, not only for moral and philanthropic reasons, but also for very practical reasons, because I said that we are all interdependent, and so either we survive together or we perish together. In fact, now they are even extending it beyond just humanity and saying that the entire ecosystem, the entire earth and its surroundings is all one interdependent whole, and either you have the whole of it or you have none of it. You can't pick and choose. So as part of that understanding and that wisdom, which comes from a very scientific, rational source, it's not just a romantic or religious or thought or belief. The entire Gaia theory and things like that, you know. So we need to care for people in Africa, because if you don't care for them, the environment there will get affected, and that environment is going to affect the environment of the whole earth. So it's not really just philanthropy, but it is now recognized as a necessity. A necessity. When you have a long vision, you see that as a necessity. When you have a very narrow vision, you are only concerned about your own family and your immediate surroundings.
And do you see hope in the Millennium Development Goals?
I don't think we have an alternative. Either we do that or we will all perish, because if you don't realize that we are world citizens and you just develop your own country, and there is this great, tremendous inequality between you and the neighbors and so on, it's going to generate war. And war, as we said, is going to affect the entire environment. If there is a nuclear war, it can wipe out the whole world. It is not necessary that it will wipe out only India or Pakistan or Iran or whichever country is involved in that nuclear war. So it's a concern of the whole world, not just of those two countries which have. That's why they are so worried about non-proliferation and things like that.